Hi, it's Charlie giving you Friday's market commentary, and I hope you're very well. The time is 10 to 8 in the morning. Just looking at the market here. Oh, I can't even do that, can I? I can't see. Hold on, let's bring that down. There we go. You should be able to see the market now. Looking at the Euro-Yen. Let's have a double check here. Yeah, you couldn't see everything, could you? So let's bring that back. There we go. Just looking at Euro-Yen. I'm looking at a slight divergence here. I'm going to put a short trade in. So this morning, so we don't often do that. So I think we're going to put a short trade in. We've come up against some multiple resistance. So let's put a few in, if we can get a few in. So if we can get a couple of orders in. Right, okay. Let's get rid of that deal ticket. See if I can see it. Sorry, I've got it all off screen at the moment. And right, okay. So I've just got a few orders in there. So I've got 4 in. Let's bring them across. So there's the 4 orders for the Euro-Yen. I'll put probably about 7 or 8 pip stop on it. Yeah, probably about maybe 10 pip stop on it. So I'll just do that off screen, and I'll then go through the structure of the trade. So let me press pause for a second. Okay, so let's bring the ticket off because I'm not going to be putting any more in there at the moment. Well, I'm not going to put any more in there anyway. So we've got a divergence between these two peaks here. I've just come in this morning, just got logged on. We've come up into a major resistance here, which is the daily R3 pivot already, you see. So maybe it's going to blast through it, but I think it's worthwhile to giving it a try as a trade. As we've just come in, I've missed the opportunity to get long. I think there was an opportunity here to get long, and I think there was on some of the other markets as well. If I have a look at the likes of the euro, then I think there was an opportunity down here to just after this nice big up bar to get long, and maybe, I mean, this is one of those sort of trades where I can get stopped out very quickly on when you're doing something like a divergence trade, because they can blast off up. I'm totally aware that actually on the euro yen there's upside momentum, not massive upside momentum, and that's why, if we had huge thrusting momentum, then I wouldn't have taken this divergence trade. But it is positive. But in light of the fact that what I can see on my e-signal charts, then that's why I've taken this trade. Let me just press pause again and I'll show you something else. Right, so I was just getting my trend line sorted out on my other charts. So if I take us to an hourly chart, and I think we're there or thereabouts maybe, but it doesn't mean to say I can't get stopped out, because we could have another little thrust up yet. But I thought I'd give it a try. So let's put the drawing trend lines on. So if I draw a trend line across these lows, and then if I do a parallel line, hopefully you're going to be able to see this on these charts as well. Yep, there we go. So we've just nudged to pretty much to that, depending on where I wanted to draw. I could bring it in a bit. It's obviously never exact science, but we're pretty much there. Now, like I said, we could blast through that, yeah, and then come back in later, and I still get stopped out. But as we've just come up to that as well, that in conjunction with that daily R3 pivot, and a little divergence on the 2-minute chart, thought it was worthwhile giving it a pop. So that's what I'm looking at. But at the moment it's still going up a little bit, so I've given it 10 points of slack for my entry, and just see if that's going to be enough or not. It may be the case, and the way it's looking at the moment, we'll have to see. So I shall press pause. If we get stopped out, we get stopped out, and then we'll look to see if we can get another trade off this morning. It's only 4 minutes to 8 at the moment anyway, and we'll see if we can get another trade at some point this morning. So I'll press pause for now. Okay, I have just got stopped. I'll bring the because it has just gone up. It's actually doing almost like a triple divergence at the moment. So sometimes you can just get stopped. There you go. So to show you the account. Sometimes you can just get stopped on these sort of trades, only for it to come back over again. So if we put in some sort of reversals and start to do that, then I'll look to give it another try, and give it another go. But I'll only give it 2 goes when you're doing something like a divergence, because obviously, well, you only want to give it a couple of goes. You are going counter trend at the end of the day, but these sort of moves sometimes can give a decent run. So I'm just going to keep my eye on it for a few minutes and just see how the candles pan out. So I'll just press pause for a second. Okay, so it's a little bit of a shame when this happens, and you say, "Oh, it's been nicked and it's come all the way back down already." but we'll have a look at this, and there may be an opportunity to get back in again on a little bounce within the bands. So I will be looking to do this again and give it another shot. Let's just see how that pans out. I'll press pause for a second. Still not getting that bounce yet, and it's still coming down. I hope we do get a bounce. A bit disappointing because this would be lovely into profit territory at the moment. Just sometimes you choose a stop level. Oh, see, that's just trading for you. You choose a stop level and you can get nicked out, only for it then to come in your direction. So you have to look at it and say, was my stop too tight? Mind you, even if I'd have put it at 60 or probably even 63, I still would have got stopped. So even that would have been too tight. So it would have required a bigger stop than really I would have preferred. So for this type of trade anyway. So anyway, let's just see how this is going to pan out. So I'll just see if we can get a little bit of a bounce yet, and if we can, back up into the sort of 49s, 50s, that would be good. And then I'll see if we can get a trade off. Okay, so we're getting close up there, so I'll be looking to start to initiate it up in anywhere into this zone really. So we'll just source at 47, so we get 47s and I'll start to initiate on this side if I can get it. Okay, oh, okay, so we're getting 46.4. I need to get 4 in at least. Get another one in at 46.4. That's 2. I think we could come all the way up to the upper band again, but at least want to get a couple in just in case. There we go. There's a 47. This is one of those mornings where you just don't know, because I'm going counter trend today. It's just the way it is. That it could end up being a losing morning. So we'll have to see. Because obviously, if I'm completely wrong and this is going to come up and break up to new highs again, because I'm going to put my stop above that high, then obviously I'm going to suffer the consequences of that and just have a losing morning. But that's just trading for you, isn't it? So. With trading, you have to take your winners and your losers accordingly, and so you just trade through, and providing that you're more profitable in your winners, or having more winners than your losers, then you will be profitable. But sometimes you can get a cluster of losers come together, like this morning potentially. Let's say you have one loser and then you have another one, and so which is obviously not what we really want. Then 2 or 3 together always is never as nice. But there's all sorts of rules you can have as a day trader. You can say, okay, I'm going to have a maximum number of losing trades in a row of, let's say, 3, and all those sort of rules. Anyway, I'm going to press pause because otherwise this video is going to get too long. So I'll press pause for now. Okay, just going to put another one in at 47.6. So I've got 4 in now, I think. Yeah, I have. If I can get 1 or 2 more in, I mean, it will mean that if this loses, then I'll be worse off. But if we come up to the upper band, I'll put another 1 or 2 in, and then that will be the lot stopped just above the highs. So I'll press pause again. So we've got those 4 in. I'm looking for about 32 as the area, back down to sort of these highs. So I think it's about 30 to in this zone here, about 32. Would be that just above that high. So if we can get down to that sort of zone, then that's what I'd be looking for. So I just thought I'd give you that as for now. But for now, it's just sort of playing around. So we'll just see how it's going to pan out. Is there anything else to mention here at this stage? Well, we can look at some of the other market, so the euro, and see that the euro's got close to its prior little highs down here, and so it's doing its little bounce at the moment. So they've come down a little bit, so we're just going to see what happens. Cable's actually come off a little bit, as you can see here this morning. So little bit messy, but it has come off a bit there. I'll keep my eye on cable because that could have a run. So you never know, we might end up in another trade as well. But anyway, so back to the yen for now. Just going to see what happens. Remember, if we come up to the upper band, I will get another couple of entries off. But for now, we've just got 4 in. So let's press pause for now. Right, okay, finally getting to resume. I've been on the phone through most of this. I've been on the phone to our friend Diamond Geezer over in New Zealand, one of our traders, an old friend of mine, and so I did get stopped out, and then I looked at it, and it's one of those things when sometimes you say, do you know what, I've just got to go back in again. So because nothing had changed, and maybe it was just my stop. So I've got back in again, and of course it's flushed down. But I've been out of my room all the time. It's flushed down. It came down into that, like I said, into that low 30s. And I should have taken my profit off down there. Obviously, I'm net down because I've had 2 losing trades, and let's show you the account. There you go, down 466. But I've got some of these winning trades down the bottom, just off the screen at the moment. 'Cause I need to make this a bit smaller then maybe. And I've got I still can't see it. Anyway, they are there. Let's see if I can do that, and then do that. There we go, something like that. Okay, so so obviously down, but sometimes you just have to say, okay, am I willing to take the risk for another trade and have 3 losers in a row? But at the same time, if I still see that nothing's changed, then should I take that trade? Now the only shame is that I've been on the phone, and I've realised that when we've come down to the 5-minute 50 down here, I've been in quite a nice profit on the open position, which I would have locked some of that profit in once we came down into those mid 30s. So I'm not going to take anything off now. I'm just going to see if ultimately we're going to roll over. We're having the bounce off the 5-minute 50, and hopefully we do roll over. Obviously stops up at the high, and see if that does indeed happen or not. We'll have to see. This could end up being a trade that I'm just going to be in all day. Actually, I was thinking of that, thinking actually I do see the potential for a much bigger trade at play, because remember, going out to the hourly chart, I've got that trend channel on play there, and I'm hoping that ultimately we're going to react a bit more. But that's a real shame. I've missed the opportunity to take the profit down there, so now I'm going to have to just hopefully see that it's going to hopefully retest and come down again, and so that's what I'm going to have to play for. So I'm going to press pause, and this could end up taking quite a long time to play out, but we'll see. I've got Dale arriving any minute, and but we'll just have the recording equipment on, and as and when there's anything going to happen, I'll press play. Okay, so just back here, we've come down to the double bottom. So I've just been taking these trades off as we're coming down now. So sorry, I'm just taking it off screen, and I've just closed out. So let me just close the rest of that. Right, now this is quite interesting. I think we'll do some more trading here today. It's now 10:26. We're down £18. Now sometimes, so that's it, we're flat. Let's move that off for a minute. So yeah, we're square. There you go. £18 down. Now obviously that's not where you want to be, but sometimes you just got to now really I should have, if I'd have been here when I wasn't upstairs when this took place, then I could have come out down here when we first came down, but I've had to wait for all of this as it rolled over. Now I think it's been a really good update today, because quite often what you do is I'll just take one small trade, put it in, then think, oh, I can get this done, wrapped up, quick update, and we're done. But sometimes actually doing a longer update like this as a result, so you can see me having losing trades as well, I think you learn a lot more from that, because you can say, okay, well, how does he handle it? Where does he put his stops? What does he do? Does he go inside his, as a trader, it's very easy to go inside your shell, or do you say, no, my idea that I have here is still valid. My trade idea is still valid, so I'll wait for more signals to come in. And we had lots of indecision candles. Let me take you out to the higher time frames. If we go to I think it's on the 30-minute chart. There we go. We'd had hanging man, spinning tops, and shooting stars up there, all along that upper trend channel line. So if I take you back out to the hourly chart, remember we've got this big trend channel line, and so it just, yeah, I've got nicked a couple of times, but that's what it was. And if I hadn't got nicked, then it would have been a really nice trade today. So I still think Dow's literally just turned up. I can hear him, he's about to knock at the door. So I'm going to press pause, and we'll probably do some trading with Dow as well. So we'll press pause for now. But I think it's a really good learn that you say, well, if your trade idea is right, it may just be you've got stopped out. Well, you've got to stick with it, and usually, and you still have to look at your, okay, I'm only going to have, let's say, 3 losing trades in a row, and then I'll have to then back off and maybe stop or whatever with your trade idea. But certainly you have to stick with it. Anyway, I'll press pause for now. Back in. Okay, it's now 12:45. Dow's just left, and So we didn't manage to do any more trading whilst he was here because the market's been still too choppy. And if you look at it, this is the Euro-Yen, and so yeah, it's one of those days where, like I was saying earlier on, you've got the opportunity. Sometimes is the best trades are actually the reversal ones, but because it ends up just getting into choppiness, and then just trying to trade within that range isn't as easy. But let's have a quick look across a couple of the other markets. So I'm looking at a 5 minute time frame at the moment. Sorry. If we have a look at some of the other markets, the euro dollar again, it's very sloppy price action. We've got to remember it's the last day of the month, and cable's had a big run up, did a double top, started coming down again. Reluctant to trade cable because of the range on cable is so poor at the moment, generally speaking. So I'm reluctant to trade it. So have a quick look at the hourly chart of cable anyway. And this puts it into perspective, so of what it's doing. It's just going to come back within the lower band on the hourly chart. No trend. And so go back to the euro, the dollar as well, hourly chart, no trend at the moment. It could roll over and maybe come down this afternoon for a test down here, but I'd have to wait because the 8 and 21 are still facing up. They're not crossed down on the hourlies, so there's no real reason for me to get in at this point when there's no trend in euro dollar. And euro yen is going to be a similar situation. It's just stuck up there, did the right thing this morning off that trend channel, but it's now just playing within those bands. And so at the moment the trend is up on the likes of the euro yen, but with no momentum. So I'm getting conflict, and so as a result of that, I'm not going to be able to trade anymore. So was it good? Is it good to have done this morning? Yeah, I think so. I think it's great. Like I said earlier on, I think it's really good to show you me having losing days or losing trades as well as winning trades. And so certainly had those two losing trades and then had the winning trades to make up for it. I think hopefully you'll allow me that and call that a scratch day, being at minus 18. It was down. I think 950 quid, 950 pounds on the back of those two losing trades, because I'm putting in I think it was four lots of 100,000 on the first trade and 5 on the second trade. So that's very quickly can add up, especially on the euro yen with the and just getting clipped out. But just one of those things. So I think it's really useful to show you, okay, how do you embrace that? And if you've got a trade idea, sometimes you just have to accept, okay, I'm going to get stopped. Now, yeah, could I have used a wider stop for my first entry? Wouldn't have had to have been that much wider, and then I wouldn't have had to have suffered those two losses, and then I would have had a much bigger win. But I think that you have to look at a market and say, okay, I'm going to put a stop here. That seems logical, and if I get stopped out, so be it. Okay, I'll try another one. Stopped out, so be it. So it's just unfortunate today. So, but anyway, overall, pretty flat day. I don't know whether I'll even get to trade this afternoon or not. Really will depend. Maybe on some of these markets. Anyway, I shall leave you with it. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll be back in touch next week.